What's going on, guys? It's Michael from GPURisers.com back here inside of the bunker, and today we finally have our SATA cable. I actually pulled this from our test bench. We had two of them in there, and this one was not being utilized. So we are able to finish up this rig today. Now we will be putting this rig right back there. I'm gonna move that 3090 rig over to the left. And we actually did get a couple more RX 6600 XTs in. We got a additional ROG Strix and also two of these Red Devils. So I'm not sure if they're called ROG Strix, ROG Strix. I'm just gonna call them ROG Strix today. And so that said, we can finally get this thing up and going. In the latest video, the one before this, we were able to boot up the rig, make sure it works, everything like that. I was able to get MinerStat flashed on our boot drive right here. So now that we have that flashed, I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling this. I'm gonna do 6 cards on the bottom, and then I think we have a total of 10 today. I'm gonna get the bottom 6 installed, and then I will get the 4 on top going. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it here. If I pan this down a little bit, we have tons of splitter cables that we're using in this build. So using these will definitely help out. We have used them in all of our other 6600 XT builds over there. Those two right here, right there, and also right there. So that said, let me go ahead and get 6 of these, I guess, unboxed, and I'll put them over here, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and we have all of our cards out right here. We have 4 Red Devils and 2 of these XFX cards right over in the back there. So I really like these Red Devils. You can see them, some of them with the red lights in the top 2 rigs over there. We do have an additional 2 Red Devils. No, I'm sorry, we have an additional 1 more Red Devil that we will be putting up on the top row here with the 3 other ROG Strixes. I swear it might be ROG Strix, ROG Strix. I don't know what it is, but everyone knows what a Strix is. So that said, we do have our 4 capacitor models on here. They are low-end cards. So 4 capacitors will be more than enough for these. We will be utilizing our black risers for this. We will be using them on the top row as well, of course. So that said, all of these risers are powered via 6-pin on our white splitters there. So let me go ahead and get the 6 of these cards on this bottom row. I'll get everything hooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and then boot it, go into MinerStat, apply the overclocks that I have on the 2 other rigs here. I know some people in the comments were mentioning that they have better overclocks for these. I do need to start honing in the overclocks to make sure I'm getting the right efficiency, but that will be for a later date. I just want to get these cards up and running for now. And the overclocks aren't that bad, but they can be improved by about 1% or 2%, I want to say. And also, it's important to apply the overclocks before you have, 12 cards on an entire rig. Just in case it starts mining right away and it's, pulling a lot of wattage, especially with the way that I have the splitters set up on these. I will be powering each card with a splitter cable from a single 8-pin, so 1 8-pin from the power supply will be powering 2 of these cards. So I want to make sure that the overclocks and underclocks, I guess you would be a better way to refer to it on this rig. Overclocks on memory and everything like that, but underclocks on core voltage, memory voltage, things like that. So let me go ahead and get these cards on, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back here. I have all 6 cards installed, ready to go on this rig. We're gonna boot it up. I have the computer screen right next to me here. Gonna make sure everything loads up on MinerStat. Once I see the splash screen for MinerStat, I'm gonna go step into the other room, apply some overclocks, and then we can come back here and we can see the 6 cards running, what hash rate they're getting and everything like that. Once all is said and done, we are going to be installing the next 4 cards up top here. So that said, let's go ahead and turn this thing on, make sure everything on here works, all the fans are spinning, everything like that. Just looking at it real quick, everything seems to be on, and now it's off. I think it's gonna do its boot cycle. There it goes. Let's take a look at the computer screen here. Okay, we got MinerStat booting up. So this is the first boot. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it to initialize and everything like that. Now you can see down here in the corner, it says we do have an active internet connection. Now it's going to be doing updates for MinerStat. When you first flash it, it's likely that that version number of the operating system will be out of date. So once you connect it to the internet. It recognizes that and does apply updates to it. So it looks like everything is going on here. I do need, again, to apply overclocks. This is GPU 4, which means number 5, and GPU 5 right there, which means number 6. So we are getting all 6 cards, you know, live in the system, meaning that there are no issues as of now. As you can see here, there are 2 Radeon RX 6600 XTs. Those, I'm guessing, are the XFX. Then you can see, of course, the 4 power color, which are the Red Devils mining right here. Well, not mining yet, but they will be. So let me go ahead and step in the other room. I'll apply some overclocks, then I'll run the miner on here, and we'll see where we're at. All right, guys, we are back, and we are mining. This is about, I want to say, an hour and a half to 2 hours after the last clip that you just saw. It's been driving me a little bit crazy. I've set up 2 of these rigs so far and haven't had any issues. But with this one, I'm coming into a whole bunch of issues. So right off the bat, you can see here, we're getting, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, I am using a wide angle lens, but each card is getting approximately 30.5 mega hash. Now, if you're familiar with the 6600 XTs, I'm getting pretty familiar with them. I currently have 24 across the 2 rigs right over here, but with these particular cards, there's a lot more that goes into overclocking and underclocking than Nvidia cards. On top of a core clock, there is core voltage, and then when it comes to the memory, there's a memory overclock, memory voltage, and also a memory controller setting. I did tons of troubleshooting. That includes swapping out possible riser issues. It was none of that. All of them were fine. Everything is powered correctly, but I kept getting an issue on GPU 5 and also GPU 0. Now, what I did is I applied a core clock, a power limit, and by power limit, it's just the wattage, the max wattage per card. But I have the core clock and the core voltage set. And I also have a memory overclock that I had to bump to 1080. All the other rigs that I have with these cards are at 1130. And also I had to turn completely off any kind of underclock on the memory controller and on the memory voltage. What I think the issue is just a card that's just bad. That, you know, I've gotten particularly lucky with the so-called silicon lottery. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically that every card is going to be a little bit different. You know, some cards will be able to handle overclocks better than others. So I think on this rig, we have one card that is just not good. And sadly, when you have many cards on a single rig like this one, it's kind of the weakest link is going to be what settings you're going to have to set it at. Now, before everyone jumps on that, you can change the settings per card. It could be different per card. So I know, for instance, GPU 5 is the problem GPU on this, possibly GPU 0 as well. So what I can do later down the road is set those settings for the other cards that are on this rig and leave stock settings for GPU 0 and GPU 5. But for now, I kind of just want to get this up and going. Because of the time it is here in the bunker, I know you can't really tell what time it is. There's no windows in here or anything like that. But I can tell you right now, it is getting too late for me. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave this rig here for the night. You know, I have the 6 cards going on it. Everything seems to be fine, you know, besides these weird overclock issues. But I will just come in tomorrow and I will put in those other cards that are over there. We do have 3 Strixes and a Red Devil to put on. I did order a full 12 cards for this rig and they're coming in, you know, at different times. I have been getting pretty good deals on these cards through StockX, and also some of them were local. It's actually the StockX ones that have been kind of trickling in late. So long story short, I might have the last 2 in tomorrow as well, which would be great. That means that we can get a full 12 cards on this rig tomorrow. So let me know down below, guys, in the comments, you know, do you come into issues like this with some of these cards? I feel like I've gotten very lucky, you know, with the 2 rigs that I have over here. These are both, you know, 6600 XTs. The one down below right there is a 6600. I haven't had any issues with those. So it's kind of surprising I'm coming into issues now, but I'd love to hear if you guys come into these problems. If you do come into problems, you know, do you just, you know, hopefully return the card as defective or RMA the card as defective? Or do you just ease up the overclocks or underclocks on that specific bad silicon lottery card? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, or if anyone's coming into issues like this with these 6600 XTs. But besides that, guys, I know this is kind of a longer video. I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting. So in tomorrow's video, I'll go ahead and get the other 4 installed, maybe possibly the other 2 if they come in. But as always, guys, I hope everyone watching this has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the bunker.